evening. It is definitely evening now, and I can't believe this is right when I'm getting home. I thought I would be home a lot earlier, but yeah, that didn't happen. It was a pretty hectic day. Everything I was doing was kind of out of just coincidence, I guess you could say. It wasn't really all that planned out too well. And that was kind of purposeful. I wanted today to be somewhat of a relaxed day because I just got back from Sokcho yesterday, and that was a very pushed trip. I'm gonna be going out to Busan in a few days here, and that's gonna be a very pushed trip, like a very aggressively scheduled trip. And I could do that because I'll have a car. Admittedly, when I was driving in Seoul and trying to return the car, I thought it was due at 5. The car company thought it was due at 6:30. So me arriving at 5:30, I thought I was late, and they're like, hey, we're gonna give you a refund because you're an hour early. And I got like a couple bucks back, and I'm just like, I was kicking myself because I could have totally just dropped off the luggage that I had other than having to drag it all the way up a hill again. But that's a story for another video. Today is Halloween. Because of that, I was thinking, where could I go that would have something Halloween-like that's like Shibuya, really, in Japan. And I know that Korea is not Japan, but I figured if I went to Itaewon, the international area, that they'd have something similar, right? And so I arrive at Itaewon and I go to the tourist center, the tourist street, or whatever it's called, and it's dead. There is no one there. And I'm like, I made the wrong choice. Literally just a handful of people here and there, maybe a person in costume, and I'm like, you know what? Let me rethink this, my strategy. I was like, let me go to Itaewon Station, the main station. That should be where all the action is. So I start walking towards the station, and I'm like on these side streets, and the problem is that no matter where I'm at, there's nobody. And this is like 5:36, no, it has to be like 6:15, 6:20-ish. The sun is already set, it's dark outside. And so then I'm like, okay, this looks like a bust. I'm gonna be going home early. And so I walk and I walk, and I finally get to Itaewon Station. It's like the Shibuya crossing in front of the station. And I'm like, whoa, where are all those people going? And I see a group of people walking away from the station. Now, I should mention, as I was walking to the station, there'd be groups of people in costume all of a sudden, and I was really hesitant to just keep going straight. I wanted to turn around and see and kind of follow them to see where they go, but I stuck to my guns, and I'm certainly glad I did. Once I got to the station and there was that huge group of people moving towards a street, I just followed them up the street, and it went to the main portion of Itaewon. This has to have been the main portion of Itaewon. There was so many restaurants and bars and all sorts of things. And more importantly, it was filled with people, like packed. I took a few photos, and I'll put them up as I'm talking here, but I walked from the far end. So they closed off the ends and put some sort of like COVID restrictions on there so that you'd have to sign in and walk through this like security type deal, and they'd spray you down with this disinfectant. I don't know how I got by without having to do that. I mean, I figure if I'm gonna get COVID, this is the place that I'm gonna get it, because literally you are shoulder to shoulder against people walking through. There is nothing you could do. It's crazy packed. And there are a few people in costume here and there. You know, I just randomly walked up to people and asked if I could take their photos. A lot of folks actually said no, which I guess it's understandable because their costumes might have been a little bit more risque than their culture allows, so they didn't want to have photos elsewhere other than they had in their control. The costumes got really good though. Like, there were definitely the ones that were like store-bought, and you could totally tell. And then there are some that were just really, really outstandingly done. Unfortunately, I don't have too many photos of those ones because they were like on their way to a party, and literally, since you're kind of stuck in traffic, you're just going right by each other. And I didn't feel like just popping a photo right as they were passing me. The ones that come into mind were these really, really well done Thai dancers. They had this like whole like zombie Thai dancer going, or I say Thai because I'm Thai, but, or my family's Thai. It was Southeast Asian. It could have been Malaysian. It could have been they could have been from Laos. They could have been, you know, from Myanmar. It's that style of outfit. And they had really intricate like headgear and stuff. It was really, really pretty. And there was a lot less Squid Game than I thought there was gonna be. I thought it would just be all Squid Game folks. Like everyone would just be able to play a game with each other, if you know what I mean. But it actually wasn't. There was a good amount of anime type cosplay. So like Naruto, and Demon Slayer were the two big ones that I saw a lot of. And then there was a lot of female cops. And then there was a lot of angels and like kind of devil, sexy devil type, like the black with the horns and a tail type deal. For guys, it was all over the place. There was a Deadpool, he was really cool. There was a Death, he was really cool. I think the best ones though were from Demon Slayer. Like all the guys from Demon Slayer, they look great. I forget who plays the guy that has the pig mask. I forget the guy's name. I'll just write it down here. But there was one guy there who had like the perfect physique and everything, and he was just like running around. He was in character. It was pretty funny. And then there were a lot of like soldier dudes, like guys dressed up in soldier outfits. That was interesting. And then a few police officer guys, which I personally got confused with actual police officers because the police were actually on that street. They had a presence on that street, and I'm surprised that they allowed such close uniforms to what they wear. That would totally not fly in America. Like that would be impersonating an officer, which is against the law. I didn't know who was a cop and who wasn't, so I just avoided both. And after making the full loop from the beginning to the end, I decided to go ahead and just get out of there. The place was extremely expensive. Like I was looking at some sets for dinner and they're up in like the $300-400 range, which is cool if you have like a party, but it's just me, you know, party of one. So it didn't feel like that was something appropriate for just me to go chill at. Plus, because I had my backpack and everything, I was taking up a lot of room in the lines, like as I was moving about, and I kept getting shoved left and right, which is pretty normal here. Every other part of Asia but Thailand, but Japan, you know, like Japan has more of that don't touch me culture, whereas like everywhere else is pretty much bump and get out of my way so I could get by you. And so it's perfectly fine. You just got to take it with a grain of salt, right? And it was probably also the place where I saw the most foreigners for the first time, heard the most English. I would also say that I heard a lot of French. And yeah, just a lot of French, actually. A lot of French and English. But the French, I think I was talking to a guy and he said he's from Senegal. So it's not actually like French from France. It's like French from other colonies or ex-colonies of France. And overall, without COVID, it would have been like an amazing place to stay, and I would have hung out and I would have tried to get into like somewhere. I would have gone to the station, threw my backpack into a locker and then gone back. But with COVID, the parties, I mean, they're all gonna have to probably be done by now. It's probably about 10 o'clock. I don't know. It was 9 something, 8 something when I had dinner. Took a half an hour to get home. Maybe, I don't know. My phone's charging, it's dead, so I'll go look in a moment. But their curfew's at 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. So it's gonna be dead by that time. And the cops are making sure that it's gonna be dead by that time. And if you're a foreign resident here, not obeying the law means deportation. So they should definitely be gone by then. And then I don't know what's gonna happen to Korean people that decide to hang around. Oh, there was randomly, speaking of Koreans, there was a lot of My Hero Academia cosplay. That was pretty cool. But overall, real cool time. I hope that someday in the future I'll be able to come back during Halloween again and go party in that area. It looked like a lot of fun. So I'm sure everybody's having a good time and that they're hopefully be as safe as possible. And I'm gonna go drink a ton of vitamin C. I've washed my hands multiple times. Like my hands are really dry right now. And I was using a ton of alcohol when I was there to the hand sanitizer alcohol. I think I'll be safe. Hopefully, you know, knock on wood. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.